Hi. Today I want to talk to you about catastrophic events that take place in everybody's life. At some point or some time, everybody faces tragedy and situations that are just unbelievable. And this morning as I was reading in 1 Samuel chapter 30, we read about one of those events taking place in King David's life. Him and his men have been out and they were returning to their home of Ziklag. And as they near Ziklag, they see the smoke of their entire city has been burned to the ground. Now, if you can imagine just coming home and finding your city in ashes, and every home had been burned to the ground, they ran to that place and they were terrorized as they began to wonder, where is our family, our children, our wives, our livestock, our property, what has happened here? And they learned that the Amalekites have come and they burnt their city to the ground and taken their families captive. I want to read in verse 4 where it kind of brings in the emotion of this moment. It says, "Then David and the people who were with him lifted their voices and wept until there was no more strength to weep." So they were beyond themselves. And I know some of you have felt that way, and maybe some of you are feeling that way right now through situations you're going through. To make matters worse, in verse 6, it says, "Moreover, David was greatly distressed because the people spoke of stoning him, for all the people were embittered with each one another because of their sons and daughters being taken." And this is typically what happens in these type of situations, is we begin to try to put the blame on someone, some things, to take that blame. And that's the first thing we should never do. And they began to blame one another. The Bible says that they became embittered towards one another. We never want to do that. These kind of times are times we need to show love and compassion. Now I want to look at three things that David did that eased this situation in his life. The first thing it is it says that David went away and encouraged himself in the Lord. And in spite of what took place, in verse 6 it says, "But David strengthened himself in the Lord," or he encouraged himself in the Lord. And it's during these difficult times, these catastrophic events that take place in our lives at some point, that we need to first and foremost encourage ourselves and strengthen ourselves in the Lord. The second thing, after he'd done that, then it says in verse 7, he inquired of the Lord. He went and inquired, what should I do? He began to ask the Lord, "Father, what do I do? What do I do in this situation?" And he waited upon the Lord. He got direction from God. And once he knew clearly what he was supposed to do, the third thing he did, he went and did something about what he needed to do. He took action. And as he took action, eventually this whole situation was resolved. But three things we need to do the next time we find ourselves in a catastrophic event. First thing and foremost, we need to encourage ourselves in the Lord. And the second thing we need to do, we need to inquire of the Lord. And the third thing we need to do, we need to act upon what God would tell us. But always remember this: these are times that you're passing through. These are times that are not always going to be this way. This is a period of time you're going to have to deal with. And I believe being prepared and being aware that these things will happen to all of us in the future goes a long ways in helping us make it through. God bless. Have a great day.